Today I fucked up introducing my girlfriend to an elf. My girlfriend made me go to the mall with her yesterday to do some Christmas shopping. As we were walking around, I noticed someone who looked a lot like my friend. I was unsure at first because the person I was looking at was dressed as an elf, but it eventually became clear to me that the elf was indeed my friend. It's been years since we saw each other in person. I pointed him out to my girlfriend and asked if she was keen to meet him. She said yes. I approached my friend from behind and tapped him on the shoulder. As soon as he saw me, he skipped the warm welcome and just said my name without blinking his eyes or expressing an emotion. I initiated the bro hug to break the ice, but the ice remained fully intact post-bro hug. My friend pulled away from me without saying anything. Hands down the most deadpan elf I had ever seen. I introduced my friend to my GF, expecting more of the same deadpan energy, but then he hugged her like he was hugging his mom and said, "You're so fucking beautiful." He was using the same line I used to compliment his girlfriend when we had a threesome a few years ago. A threesome that ended with an apology from me to him after he was unhappy with the fact that I called his girlfriend beautiful during sex. I was under the impression that my apology cleared the air. I even convinced myself that the two of us spending less time together after the threesome and gradually losing touch was nothing more than a common side effect of work keeping both of us busy, but then yesterday happened. My girlfriend awkwardly thanked my friend for the compliment before changing the topic and asking him why he was dressed as an elf. My friend said the elf costume was a work thing and joked about how tight it was in all the wrong places. We all laughed, which made me feel like the threesome reference might have been a joke too, albeit an inappropriate joke. But then my friend referenced the threesome again by telling my girlfriend that she kind of looked like his ex-GF. Even though my friend must have been well aware that I already knew who he was talking about, he stated his ex's name before asking me if I remembered her. I said yes and expressed how sorry I was that the two of them were no longer together. My friend laughed and said he was sorry for having that threesome with me because his relationship struggled to recover from that experience. My girlfriend looked at me like, "What the fuck is your friend talking about?" I automatically took a deep breath and said, "Okay. Good seeing you, bro." It was an abrupt end to the conversation, but I had to pull the plug because my so-called friend was obviously going out of his way to get under my skin and make me feel as uncomfortable as possible. I made it seem like my girlfriend and I had to go because we still had a lot of shopping to do. My friend said he understood and waved goodbye with both hands. I kid you not. I reluctantly had to go back in time to the night of the threesome because my girlfriend had no idea it happened and she wanted me to tell her everything. I could tell she was low-key disappointed that I never shared my threesome story before, especially since we agreed to be totally transparent in our relationship about past experiences, good or bad, big or small. I lost count of how many times I said sorry yesterday. In fact, I woke up this morning and, sorry, was literally the first word I said. I regrettably introduced my girlfriend to my estranged friend, who passive-aggressively proceeded to blame me for his relationship coming to an end after a threesome we had years ago. The best way to spread Christmas sneer is bitching loud for all to hear. If you say sorry one more time, your visa to Canada is automatically approved. So you putting your wiener in his ex was okay, but calling her beautiful crossed the line? Loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying. I fear this is truly an original experience. Their relationship ended, your contact dwindled and you had no idea whatsoever that he might be harboring some resentment? This today I fucked up had everything: Christmas, a devil's three-way, an elf, passive and aggressive resentment. Today I fucked up by telling my online buddy I'm a girl. I'm so mad at myself. I started playing a new game recently and met a more experienced player. He'd been guiding me a little and showing me how to play. He came across super nice and never got off topic from the game. So I absolutely should have lied when he asked if I was a she. I've literally been through this before where I make the mistake of thinking it won't be a big deal. But now it's pretty clear he wants to be closer. This dude doesn't even know anything about me and we are on separate continents, but he's acting different. I feel gross too because I'm 18 and the more he tries to talk to me, the more I get the feeling he's probably like 16 based on the bit I know about him. Conversations going from how the game works to little details about his life feels icky as hell. It feels like it's only a matter of time before the "Hey, can I tell you something" message happens. I do not know you, you do not know me. I personally have had bad experiences with people being creepy online once they've learned I'm female, but now I'm pretty sure I'm the older one. I just wanted to learn about a stupid game. Now I feel weird and mean and also slightly hurt that he started acting differently, but mostly gross. Too long did not read. I told someone I know from a game that I'm a girl. Now he's acting a little too close and I feel like a weirdo. Tell him straight up now that you're not interested in dating online or having any discussions on any topic besides the game. Mention casually in conversation that you have a boyfriend. It doesn't matter if you actually do or not. Either he will respect that and tone it down, or he'll go full incel and you'll have dodged a bullet. Edit. Mentioning your girlfriend might work even better. Really slam close any imaginary doors or windows he might be trying to look through. A long time ago in WoW Vanilla I played a female night elf. I did some quest in the starting zone while a male night elf followed me and helped me with the enemies. We talked a bit and he was a guy that thinks female avatar equals female player. So he flirted with me and I played along. Some hours later he told me he loves me lol. I am really curious now what I said to him. It's now 18 years ago. So turns out he had a pregnant girlfriend and that said girlfriend was in my guild. Anybody that instantly starts acting different when they find out they're playing with a girl is cringe AF. Somebody with the same video game interest as me in interlocking genitals? Must be my soulmate. It's happened to me like 3 times where a guy the first met online via video games has developed feelings for me. Every time, I would just cut them off because saving an online friendship is not worth the awkwardness for me. I used to have these 2 friends. Friend A and friend B. Me and A had known each other IRL and were playing some games together when B decides to join the party. Keep in mind these 2 had never met before. So as in talking to B, A decides to chime in and tell them that they sound like they must be a beautiful woman and he would like to get to know her. Cue the awkward silence as B explains that they are in fact a HE and very much not interested LMAO. Still one of the funnier interactions I've seen. Or when we finally had a girl in our Destiny clan just for all the guys to swoon on her and then wonder why she would only play with me and never have an open mic with them around. Some dudes are just weird I guess. Today I fucked up by falling for the these edibles ain't shit, during a war. Background. I, 25M, used to smoke weed but stopped a few years ago after a really bad experience. Weed is technically illegal but decriminalized and very easy to get hold of. I got hold of some edibles, a cupcake, and had the house to myself. I planned to have a nice relaxing evening and hopefully be fine in the morning. I ate the edible at around 10 p.m. I know that edibles take around 30-60 minutes to take effect, but after 2 hours I still didn't feel anything so I decided to go to sleep. As I was falling asleep around 1 a.m. I started feeling that weird feeling in my throat weed gives me. I thought to myself, too bad I'm gonna miss it, maybe it was too weak, it will pass before I wake up, and fell asleep. What I didn't mention is that I am Israeli, and even though I live in a very safe part of the country, and at this point rocket attacks are much less common, with my luck that night the Yemeni Houthis decides to launch a ballistic missile and wake up half the country at 3 a.m. So I wake up to sirens, extremely high, confused, and dizzy. At the start I didn't even realize what was happening, it felt like a scene from a movie. I tried to get up and immediately fell back on my bed. I was way too dizzy to run down to the shelter. So I decided to gamble on my life and went back to sleep. After I heard the explosion I knew I was probably safe. I woke up in the morning completely fine as if nothing happened. I'm never gonna touch weed again. Too long did not read. Edible took 4 hours to take effect and I was too high to take shelter from a missile attack. Jesus Christ, this is a story. Man, I hate being too high and getting paranoid. I can't even imagine this scenario. Know that edibles take around 30-60 minutes to take effect. More like 90 minutes up to 3 hours. Taking an edible at 10 p.m. is a bad idea unless you want to be high next morning lol. Remember, eating edibles is like dating a cop. It's fun at first and then they hit you. Bro was fighting 2 different wars at once. Not long ago I took 2 CB during a bombing in central Ukraine, weirdest experience of my life.